Here we are again, and we're down a man again.
Oh, wow.
Half a man.
That's hatred.
That's a whole engineer, though.
Straight up hatred.
Like Tom and Crunch in studio.
Yo.
Alan was called away for his parenting duties. So we're missing Alan.
I'm going to reserve my comment.
I'm
Alan.
I'm so happy my son is 19.
Alan, if you're listening, you can call in. And phone number is 908-751-0211.
Why would he call in just for us to tool on him?
I don't know, because he kind of...
He should.
He might. Call.
I hope he does.
Maybe he'd be better on the phone. He wouldn't fall off mic.
True.
He has been good.
He actually has.
I'm hating on him, but he's been much
he's
better.
Going to pay you guys back dearly.
No, well, I can tell you this, that I'm looking at the Mixler thing and nobody's really on it yet. So,
it's okay.
We're safe. He won't hear this till next week.
Yeah.
So, Crunch, what's going on?
Same old. Work, sleep. I saw Fast and the Furious 7 last night.
We're not going to tool on you about that.
I went, the sentimental value of the franchise. I mean, the man passed away. I wanted to see how they would, do the tribute at the end. So,
see, you kind of ruined my hatred there. Because I
figured I'd head you off at the pass. I knew you had something to say.
Yeah,
well played, man. Well played.
He got me because now
me too.
If I tool on him, I seem like a dick because the Paul Walker thing.
You can't
all we got
to
do is wait 10 minutes. It'll be forgotten, and we'll tool on him later.
I am gonna try.
It was a very emotional ending.
You too.
All right.
I'm still gonna tool on you.
Okay.
I could have. Yeah. It is.
Did you install NOS in your car?
How
many stages of NOS do you have? I know we can't talk about that.
I have the serious face on, Tom.
Yeah, no, you don't.
The only thing I don't like about that whole franchise is the things that, again, this is kind of polluting people's brains. They think you turn a nitrous kit on and all of a sudden your TAC goes from 5,000 to 12.
Well, when you watch these movies, there are a lot of myths in this movie here. So
yeah, no, I know.
68 Camaro on 4x4 wheels.
Wonder if they have
didn't really strike me, but
yeah,
I'm glad I went to see the movie. I just wanted to see the tribute.
A lot of people said it was action packed, and even people that are car guys that would appreciate the realism,
right?
They kind of said the movie wasn't bad, with the exception of the characters being somewhat immortal.
Were there any topless women in it?
They showed a lot of stuff. Yeah, it
was
different.
What was this one rated?
I'm not sure. I don't know what they rated.
Must have been R.
Not to sound like a pervert, but man, like I used to watch the
but
things.
You are.
I am watching those Nopi Nationals things and everything, and looking at the coverage on there. Man, a bunch of half naked. Wow, and they were hot. Young.
Does naked women and cars go together? Does that go together?
Everything goes with naked women.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
Are you new?
No, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy.
No. I was going to ask the question if you were a bottom.
Yeah.
If you were asking
Lord. Lord have mercy.
All right. Well, yeah, the facet, Paul Walker, that's a shame.
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah.
And, I guess it wasn't really, they said he was racing, but I don't think they ever really released any
Right. They didn't
details.
give us any details.
And it was the magical Porsche that always catches on fire. They talked about that on Top Gear because the guy, Richard Hammond, they took his Porsche back because it would catch on fire. It was the
really?
same kind of car. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't know about that.
Yep. They took it and they were teasing him about it. But I mean,
PG-13.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think that like somehow or another the decency standards have slid. Like all of a sudden you can see boobs and shit at PG-13 where, I mean,
it wouldn't happen when I was 13.
Don't get me wrong. I understand protecting the kids, but now, did you ever see some of these warnings? And anybody listening, you can, and I don't know what our warning would be, serial idiots. I don't know what they'd put on ours.
Anybody listening right now probably hung up because we're talking about movie ratings on the car show.
But there's a reason.
It was a good car show, though.
Reason to talk about this.
Yes,
the movie rating things have gotten stupid.
Yes.
Historical smoking.
Right.
Sporting activity. I mean, these are things that show on the rating labels, which is just insane.
Right.
But yet people get in trouble for dumb shit like the guys on Top Gear. Jeremy Clarkson. Okay, look, he made a joke. People make jokes, okay? And we make jokes. And I've said some things that I'm not too proud of. but I mean, I've said them.
You?
Yeah, well, once in a while.
Every show, you say something.
So Jeremy Clarkson did a bunch of things on air, and it got him to the point where he was given a warning that, like, look, this is your final warning. Don't F up again. You do something wrong again, you're out. Well, apparently he socked one of the guys that's a producer.
Punched with a fist.
With a fist.
Oh, Lord.
And, and Tom and I were talking about it a little bit, because Top Gear, I don't, look, if you're a drag race guy or a circle track guy, you'd have to enjoy Top Gear. And I'm not talking about the shitty US one.
Yeah, that was crap.
Well, it's still on, so they're probably listening.
Sorry. Sorry, that is crap.
Yeah. But that was a great show. Wow. They showed you things about cars that are expensive.
You talking about the British version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny, dry kind of humor, but it was good.
Do you remember Benny Hill? That used to be funny.
And it's kind of not exactly like that, but I mean,
right.
That sort. And, they tool on Americans. Who cares? I thought it was funny.
We tool on Americans.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great show.
Engineers too.
Yeah.
So now it's gone.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't know if they're going to resurrect it.
Resurrect it.
Wow. Talk today.
Wow.
Well, he punched the guy, so
yeah, he did punch a guy.
It's a little hard to come back from physically.
No, but I mean, we were talking about that. Wouldn't you have a guy come in to like an anger management guy?
We don't even want to talk about this because I'm going to get into spots where we don't want to go.
Little too touchy for you?
Okay.
No. It's just like, look what happens in sports now.
Yeah.
People get away with shit that's way worse than popping a producer.
Yeah. And
what about the sprint car guy that spun his wheel out and killed the guy?
That was that was Tony Stewart.
He didn't kill the guy. The guy jumped in front of his car.
But didn't he spin his wheel out?
No. And you see, it
wasn't intentional. But the news made it seem like it was intentional.
I'm shocked. That's what they do, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you. I don't know much about it, but I got that little synopsis from the news.
That's what the news does.
It's the media machine.
Wow,
that's what it is. The media machine
just
takes
to bring up some stuff.
Listen, I don't personally know Tony Stewart, but I know people that know Tony Stewart.
Me too.
Through a variety of reasons, and I can tell you that while he is a dick, he's outspoken.
You can't say dick,
but he knows he's a dick, so it's okay. He'll tell you he's a dick.
I have to make my list longer.
He didn't do that on purpose, dude. And this is right in his, Alan would say, in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I go to these circle track events,
right,
and they're dimly lit. They're not super speedways like you see a NASCAR race or anything like that. I mean, they're dark places. This guy was wearing a black driver suit.
Right.
Tony was driving a sprint car. Sprint cars, I don't know if you've ever really looked at them, Crunch. They got a big, giant right rear tire, massive, bigger than probably a 1733 tire. They're huge.
Bigger, yep.
Right. And they got a smaller left rear tire. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that if they go slow, they hop, they do stuff. And to get a car to turn that has that much what's called stagger, a lot of times you jump on the throttle to make the thing turn because now it takes load off the front tires and it wants to dive to turn. So I believe that Tony saw that kid last minute, especially where the wing hangs down, and he's like, oh, fuck.
And there's no vision out of those cars.
No.
Not where the kid was.
Nope.
So, see, it's good a guy like you can explain it because let the news people tell it, he was out hunting.
Nope, and that's
a shame.
And it's a shame that the kid got killed.
His
family going through it and everything. But you know what? The kid was, God rest his soul, the dumbass. You don't get out of a fucking car on a racetrack. That's like pulling over in a fast lane, opening your door and jumping out. Surprise.
Right.
Shouldn't have done it.
And you know what? He probably wouldn't have done it, except he knew that Tony Stewart was on the track. And some NASCAR guys do it once in a while. Like they'll get wrecked and the next lap.
Throwing helmets.
Yeah, throwing helmets at the other guy's car. And just, it's on, they know they're on TV. And
it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Wow.
But this kid,
his life, though.
This kid wasn't entertained.
Yeah. And I think that.
We have to pray for that family.
Yeah, no doubt.
When you're a driver like at the level of Tony Stewart, it's probably like certain things you do, like as a driver, even of a drag car. When things happen in your head and make you do things mechanically that you don't even think about. I'm sure a sprint car guy that when he knows he needs to turn like right now, throttle's part of it.
Right.
He saw the guy, instinct took over, wham, put his foot in it.
And there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha. I
he
understand.
started in sprint cars, so he's
Yeah.
got tons and tons of hours in them.
Yep.
And he still does it because he likes it.
Yep.
So that's what happened.
All right. Well, media sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Tom, you actually have a guy calling in who's kind of an interesting guest.
Yeah. He's a friend of mine from Florida. He's a street racer. A little different than what Crunch does. He races just to show everybody his car's faster than everybody else's.
Mm.
You know, he's a younger guy. Doesn't get into the money scene, but has a lot of fun racing.
But the thing that made him a little interesting is apparently they have a Florida list.
Well, that's his dad.
Okay.
You know, we could ask him to explain that because sorry, I'm just getting messages and all kind of stuff. He told me about it a while ago that they went to an event. Don't remember if it was in Daytona or Orlando, but I know his dad made some kind of list. You know, he'll be calling in and we'll ask him later.
Okay.
But I also talked to the chassis guy who built their cars today, Timmy Crest from Coast Chassis in Florida.
Tim, I know Tim.
Yeah, Tim's a good dude.
Good guy.
He built Anthony's car.
Yeah.
And he used to crew chief for him, I guess, while he was here.
Yep. And the one thing, hang on a minute. Who we got on the phone here?
Yep,
That's him?
Yep.
All right. Hang in there just a minute. Be right back. For the Tim side of things, you know, how can I verbalize what I'm trying to say? I went over to Anthony's. He had called me up. I had never seen his car. I mean, I saw videos and I saw everything. I was like, "You crazy MFer," you know, going F. You know, I mean, it was nuts.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
From where we came from to what he jumped into.
Right.
So he had called me up and I went to his house and he had the car there and the nose was off and the motor was out because he was, you know, dealing with a motor or a piston issue or something. And I looked at that car and I'm like, my God, this is just beautiful. It's perfect.
Right.
This is nose off. So
Like a
It's
show
a work
car, race car.
yeah, like the stuff that like you might hide. Well, the body hides that.
Right.
No, things are perfect. Like where things went through the firewall.
Very
perfect.
meticulous.
Oh my God.
Like
gorgeous
artwork.
work.
Artwork for a chassis guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's really
Yeah.
good.
Tim put my first suspension in my Camaro back in 1994.
Really?
Yeah, when he was in Jersey.
I've known him since high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good guy.
Well, I said it when I find my old lady Virgin Malibu. That's where I'd like it to go. If he can fit me in. Anthony said it'll take some time, but that's
healthy.
what I
Well,
want.
he has a humongous shop now.
Yeah.
So he'll get you in and out.
Pretty big.
Especially Mike Troopy.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that gets you in.
We'll tell him, hey.
All right, Tom, want to pick up your guy?
Sure.
What's his
Pick him
name?
up. Rudy.
Rudy, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, man.
How you guys doing?
All right.
We're doing good.
Pretty good.
How's South Florida today?
Florida is great today. It's a little hot, but, you know, it's all right.
Yeah. Where are you at? I heard you were going to dinner with your girl and we interrupted you.
I sent her out to dinner, and she went with a friend so I could call in and see what the hell you guys are doing.
Oh, nice.
I don't know that we're that important, dude.
He's a car guy. That's official when you send the lady on her way.
You're a good man.
Wow.
So we want to talk to you about, actually, you know, I guess you heard because you were on hold. A while back, you guys went up north and your dad put the 55 onto Florida's list or something, right?
The Florida Street Outlaws list, yes.
Yeah. And how many people, is that still active or what's he doing with that? Or is it was just a one shot deal? What's going on with that?
I have no clue what really is going on with it right now.
Oh, that's a dad question.
Yeah, we went up there and we went up the list to number 4, and they really aren't talking to us right now, I guess.
Oh.
All right, well, hold up a minute here. When you say that it's a Florida street outlaw, you mean a street outlaw style of list, or are they trying to franchise this?
It's basically a no prep race.
Okay.
We're doing it at the track, but it is a no prep race.
Where was it, Rudy?
It was at Orlando Speedway.
Oh, Speed World?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have to go back there at any time, or what's going on there? Or you don't know?
That's what we've been trying to figure out. We went there back in December, and we told them, we're like, hey, we're ready to go anytime we have to, and we haven't gotten a clear any kind of say in when we're supposed to come back to run again. So.
Well, was there any of this crap of list talk before Street Outlaws? Because I mean, all of us here, that have been involved with some form of grudge / street racing. I mean, we never heard of a list. I mean, we might have made a mental list who was fast, who wasn't. If somebody held a gun to our heads and say put these guys in order, we could probably get pretty close. But there was no list.
Right. Yeah, that's some television
stuff. It was just something to do, is what it was.
Got it.
That's why we did it.
Yeah, well, it was good.
We really didn't go. We wanted to see how fast we would be up against other people in the no prep race, and we just went to have fun with it.
Now, if it was a no prep race, I guess the chassis became very important.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, I think Tom had said that you work with Tim on your chassis.
Yeah, his Nova's at Tim's place now.
Right.
Yeah, my Nova's there now. My dad's 55. Timmy did the work on that.
Yeah, I talked to Timmy today.
Excellent job.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good. I spoke to him today about your dad's car. He said your dad called him. He was complaining that he went 118 60 foot on a bad track, and he's gone 112. And Timmy gave him some grief about it. He's like, oh yeah, when I got that load of shit, it was going 120s or something. Now you're complaining about a 118.
So that's a legitimate change. Go ahead.
Yeah. We went from, what was it, like a 1432 to a 105W and went faster.
Yep.
A lot faster, so.
And I guess your dad never thought that was going to happen, right?
No. We didn't think we were going to be going as fast as we did with that little small block.
Yep.
Wow. Small block on motor or nitrous? What do you got there?
It's a 23-degree head small block. It's a 427, and it only has a 300 plate kit on it right now.
Now, does your dad actually street and grudge race with this, or does he?
We really don't. We got the car together. We took the motor out of my car, and we put it in his car because it was the best, lightest car that we had at the time, and we just went out to play around.
All right, I just want to make sure you weren't dropping a dime on yourself. So
No. His dad just loves to go fast. He always had. Rudy, Rudy Sr. has always just loved going fast, loved racing. His son, who's on the phone with us now, has done a bunch of street racing just for really just to see who's fast, right?
Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Crunch? No money.
I mean, I respect it because he's a car guy, but, in my realm of thinking, when you race for free, that's practice in the Northeast. That's what we call it. We call it practice. But I understand why you do it. If you have a bunch of guys that are doing it at the same track, then you have a ego situation. There are some women watching, and the winner can probably pick these women up. So I respect that.
Well, the street racing I was doing with my car, when I had the motor in my car, it was, I put the car together, and in my area, there really wasn't too many guys that would drive around on the street with cars and run like that.
Right.
So I went out, I beat up on a twin turbo 5.0 Mustang, and nobody wanted to run. Nobody wanted to run from a dig, I should say.
Right.
Everybody around here is like, oh, let's go from a 60 roll, and it's like, I don't want to do that shit. That's not what I made this car to
Especially not against a twin turbo.
Yeah, right, going 60 miles an hour already.
I understand. I mean, different regions do different things, but they still call it grudge. There are a lot of tracks down south. When I go to them, the guys, they grudge, but they don't bet any money. So it's just not for me. But I don't denounce it, because I don't particularly understand what they get out of it. But it's legit if they're doing it and they're having fun.
Still racing.
Who am I? Yeah, who am I?
It's probably more of a pride thing than anything.
Right.
I mean, because I did when I was a kid. I mean, I screwed around with my friends constantly because I wanted to.
Well, we still do it.
Yeah,
just driving down the highway. We just had that conversation.
We were talking about your Forester, my Corvette. Yeah,
we're gonna do that.
Keep it friendly, fellas. Keep it friendly.
Get smoked.
We have a guest. We have a guest.
I'm gonna get smoked by that embarrassing little station wagon.
Yeah.
That Subaru that he has.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a series of jokes that go on around here about that. But I'm trying to be politically correct, so I can't say as much as I'd like to.
Well, Rudy, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Give me a number for a 23-degree small block with a regular 9.0 25 deck height block. Give me a number for horsepower or motor that you think is maximum.
Maximum?
Maximum. The maximum you can make 23 degree. One carbureted out of box intake.
I hear crickets.
I just want to hear your opinion.
I don't think
you
he expected a question like that.
Max, I would say maybe 730.
Okay, that's a good number. I just wanted to throw that out there to a nitrous guy to see what you would say, because you're shooting 300 on top of whatever you have. You have a 300 plate, one stage, right?
Yeah, single.
Oh, well, that's a good motor, because to take that hit off the line with that kind of 60-footer, you can't have a stock crank in there.
No, they have good stuff.
That's a good engine.
They don't play.
Right.
They got good stuff. And they got a lot of it.
See, that's the grudge racer in me to pick to get to find the information.
I can tell you that they will take 300 on a plate with a stock crank.
Stock crank?
I can tell you that.
How many times would he do that?
Not a lot, because they leave you stranded in Delaware. We talked about that.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
But yeah, it works. It was in my stupid pickup.
Yeah, I know. So, Rude, what else? Tell us something exciting that you're going to be doing. What's up with your car? I know Timmy's got it. How long is he going to have it?
I think he's got it like 2 more weeks, he said, and then I'll get it back.
You know, I shouldn't call him Timmy. You know, I've known the kid since high school.
You just called him Kid, though.
I should call him Tim. I know. I guess I should call him Tim. It's no disrespect. I'm just used to saying it. You know, we've been friends forever.
Tim
did
all of our stock suspension cars. The convertible, the S10 pickup. Tim is the man.
Yeah, he's good.
And what is he doing to your car? Is it a stock suspension change, or is it?
It is. It's no. I'm staying on the leaf spring. I got a AJE front end on it, but what he's doing is he's putting fiberglass on it for me, making the cage a little safer.
Okay.
Just little things like that.
What do you have, Caltrax, Rude?
It's Slider Link setup.
Oh, okay.
Yep, cheap version.
No,
Slider Link is
comp engineering or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I had them on my pickup.
Of course you
to
did.
stop the drive shaft from spinning around the rear.
All we hear about is this pickup.
Because it was so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it had a 13-inch tire on the street. I messed that guy up. I'm trying, Crutch. I messed
the list is just long. It's just long.
928 Porsche S4 made him look like a jackass from a traffic light, and the guy just pulled up next to me, shaking his head.
Yeah,
didn't even know what to think.
He's probably crying.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My traction bars, the company went out of business, and I still use them.
Who's that?
Southsides.
Oh my God! Yeah,
for a Camaro.
Yep.
People laugh at me when they see those.
I didn't even know they had them. They came out with Chevelle stuff, right?
Yeah, Mustang stuff was popular with.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So he'll have your car for a couple more weeks, and then you got to get a tachometer for it, huh?
Yeah, I need a tach. For some reason, it didn't come with all the other gauges.
It's kind of an inside joke.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like his personal buyer. Because he knows I know everybody.
Oh, so he asked you to find stuff.
Yeah, and luckily he's nearly one of my sons, so I almost always say yes.
You have to send Tom a picture or a couple of pictures so we can put it up on the Facebook.
They're on already.
The Nova.
Oh, and it's done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if he wants to show us the work.
Oh yeah, he will.
Yeah, make sure you tell Tim he's got to call in, because that's. I mean, I know Tom hasn't worked out, but I think it'll be a good conversation. We got a lot of questions for him. I think he'd be a really good guest.
Yeah, he will be. All right. Well, you got anything else to add? You want to plug your dad's shop? Not that it'll help because nobody listens to us yet, but no, they actually do.
I don't need to plug the shop. We're good.
Okay. Good.
Well, that's hatred. Like he's like distancing himself from us.
No.
There's only one state that will not listen to
Utah.
us. Utah.
Everybody in every state of this.
Utah.
I don't know. They're messed up over there. I really.
They ride horses, I think.
They ride horses. They got multiple wives. There's all kinds of shit going on there, but I guess there's no racing because they are the only state that has no listens at all. None.
Wow. We're going to change that.
I don't know how.
We're going to change
I ain't going there.
Let's just tool on them then.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling.
That's crazy.
Thanks for calling, and we appreciate it. And I'm sure Timmy will talk about your stuff because we're going to ask him about it.
Yep, no doubt.
All right, man. See you. Thanks.
Hey, say hi to the family, man.
I will.
All right,
take care.
See you.
Sounds like a nice kid.
He is a good kid. He works hard. He works on all his own stuff, and they got a nice little family business, and they all work together. It's actually pretty cool.
Now, what do they do they work on race cars only?
No,
or-
no. They don't work on race cars at all. His father has a mobile truck repair business.
Oh,
And
wow.
he went down to Florida when they were building South Florida, and nobody could work on trucks. You know, big
The
dump
diesels.
trucks, yeah, all that
Okay.
stuff. And he's a big dude. Actually, if he ever calls in, we'll talk about. He and I used to have Belgian block throwing contests back when I was young and big. But
he gets
so
to find out
he
about
found a
Tom.
niche. He went down and started working on trucks, and he's got a booming business down there.
and those guys make some money. I mean, if they come out to fix you, it ain't cheap.
Yeah, no, none of it's cheap.
and you need it. If you're calling them, you need them.
Yep.
That's
But
cool.
so they got that, and they work on they got a lot of cars. They got a nice house, and I think their garage actually is bigger than their house. You know, in the back, it's probably
Right.
got to be 5,000 square foot.
Wow.
You know, lifts and everything.
Yeah.
And they also have the shop. They got a lot of race cars. Good people.
Wow. Well, now that brings me to my thinking when I was going to spring on you guys.
Oh,
The race cars now, stock suspension. We were talking about his 60-foot for the 55.
yep.
These stock suspension, tubular front end, which is considered stock if it bolts into the
Yep.
stock location.
Yep.
But it's tubular. How much do you think these chassis cost, rolling chassis, when you go into a shop, get the work done, and it's ready for you to put your engine and trans in? Give me a number of what you think they cost.
I wouldn't even know where to begin, but I'll tell you that was something that came with the Mustangs because they had the removable front member.
Mhm.
That's like kind of where shit
Right.
started. Like they had that. Like you weren't taking a Camaro and popping a tube front end in them because it didn't work that way.
Right.
You know, but then as the tech, I mean, I guess more and more motors coming out of the bottom, cars being more serviceable, more strut type cars instead of just regular, control arm cars.
Right.
Now you can buy the neatest shit in the world.
I know. Even Camaros now you can.
Yeah.
Novas too.
Buy a whole front. Yeah, Nova stuff got big right after the Mustang because they've always been the worst front suspension.
Right.
You know, the box Nova type,
Okay.
which is what he has.
Well,
I'll give you a guess.
throw me a number, Tom.
We talking complete, just front end, front half, or
Everything. You roll your stock Mustang in. He does everything for you to put your motor and trans in. When you get it back, everything's ready. Give me a price.
18 grand.
18 grand.
Cage too?
Cage too.
All right. So we're talking about a cage.
Full. Everything's done. All you got to do is drop your motor and trans in and go race.
Yeah. But what, I mean, see, now here I am getting all stupid. What kind of cage? Like, we talking about a roll
12
bar.
point.
We talking about a real cage,
12
halo,
point. 12 point.
12
These guys have 12 points.
What's done?
Parachute on the back. They have it all.
Oh, now we're in the parachute.
They have it all. Stock
Okay.
suspension. This is what they call stock style suspension cars.
So what are we talking about? Like an X275 type car?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to say that the guy rolls out of the chassis shop. I'm going to say he's at 25.
25. So Tom, you want to revamp that or you like that one?
I'm gonna say. I think I'm gonna try to get close without going over because that's usually
Right.
how you win, right?
So you say 25,001?
Yeah.
What?
No, I'd say 24,999. No, I'm good. I'm good at 18.
Well, they had an argument on Facebook, and the chassis guys from all over were going at it in this topic.
Wow.
And let me tell you, the start of the prices, the beginning, the lowest part of the argument was 40 grand,
Wow.
and it went as high as 80.
I'm a loser.
But this is
Now this shocked me. That's why I said, let me bring this
Well,
to
That
Mike and
is
Tom.
shocking.
that kind of messes me up a little bit. See, I'm trying to get better. I was going
Right.
to let the F word fly and I pulled it back. Look,
You're a good man.
now that kind of messes me up because if I find this Malibu and what I detailed to Crunch, now granted I didn't need chutes and all that crap.
Right.
But I was
you
looking,
ain't putting 40 grand in it.
I was looking at a tube front end and a real back half.
Right.
So like all the stuff in the back that would normally come with the car would be cut and removed.
Right. Right.
I wonder if it's cheaper to do that than to do the stock appearing, stock suspension stuff for X275.
That was an argument too. They were saying that the guys didn't want to pay the money that the chassis guys were costing because they felt they could buy a Pro Mod for that kind of money.
Let's equate it to engine building. Cheater super stock stuff. It's more money than if you were going to build a street race 434. Because you had to do everything at nobody could know you were doing it.
Well, I mean, not just cheating, but the actual cost. Like if you were going to build, not that anybody ever would, and this will show exactly how long I've been out of it. But if you took like the the 454, I guess 454, you could pick any of them, but say iron rectangular port,
Yep.
like 10.5 to 1 compression type motor. They were making 810.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were making. Cast iron head, stock compression, stock rod length, displacement you could bore, but I guess they were, God, I should remember this.
And how much did they cost?
how much
70 over? I guess they couldn't be over 70.
That was about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 70.
How much would that cost?
Well, if the problem is that honestly, you never get paid for what you know. But what would you have in it with heads and everything? Heads, I think alone, like from a guy McDowell, he passed away too. God rest his soul. I think heads alone were like 6,000 to 9,000 after the welding. You'd weld up D ports in them. Oh yeah, it got out of control. Crazy.
So give me a number for a complete engine.
We were always too low. We were probably like in the high 20s, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and you were probably 10 grand too low.
Yeah.
454.
Yeah, but that's where everybody was. But you'd spend that kind of money to make 800 horsepower. But if you got a guy with a Summit book, he could put his own shit together for probably 14 and make,
close
1,000. Make a big inch motor.
Yeah, just not legal.
Yeah. So,
So it's the same thing.
Yeah, the X2, I would like to think that, but I don't know if those guys have a middle. Like, would a chassis guy have a middle?
No. The chassis guys are probably exploiting the fact that they know how to make the stock type suspension
and
work,
then the
and they're getting
competition
paid for it.
Right, the competition would make you have to have that chassis in order to compete.
Yeah,
if
You're not going to have a
$10,000
$10,000 chassis running those kind of numbers.
Well, if you could put a full-on 4-link light car, all that stuff, you can get it to work faster and cheaper, but it's not legal.
Yeah, but you see, here's what, and when I said middle, that's probably the wrong term. Could you do, like, people would come to us and they'd come in with like a box of parts. They'd be like, hey, I need one of your motors out of this. And we kind of had to stop doing that shit. They'd bring their junk in,
right?
And we'd be like, well, we could use this or we could use that. You got a guy who's got a set of rods, said they have one season on them, and it turned out that he bought them at a swap meet, and then the rod breaks, and then you look like an asshole. You know what I mean?
Right, I got you.
But we didn't. It was very hard for us when I say middle. How do you go from doing the best work you can do to cutting back something to save a guy money? Like, everything in your head that is right. How do you cut that back?
I understand.
It's hard. And then you got the thing where maybe you want to cut it back because you want the work too, because the bills never stop, and you got to do the work. But I hear you.
But take and they say if we're talking about hard parts, that's one thing. But let's say labor costs. Like, okay, these circle track motors, we did oodles of them. They had to use a stock crank. So you get a stock crank, you get it cut, and you get it hardened. Nobody was hardening when we were doing it, but it was the right thing to do. We started doing it with super stock, and it's what we had to do. Brian's first crankshaft in his big block modified motor was a standard 427 crankshaft, cut and nitrided from Fred at the crank shop, and that thing lasted 7 years.
Wow.
Stock crankshaft thing made over 800 horsepower. And granted, he wasn't a top runner all the time. There were a lot of wrecks first lap, but that's the stuff when it's done right could be good. So what I'm saying is how do you decondition yourself to
go mediocre when it comes to when you're not. Yeah,
a lot of guys don't. Bill Sorelli told me once. He would have people come in. Sorry, I just drew a name out, but
I know Bill.
Yeah, he's a big time engine builder.
Glasses.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Good guy, very smart.
Very smart man.
He wouldn't let people bring anything in because he would always worry that it's just not in his recipe and he doesn't know what's going to happen. And it's his name out there, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy brings you a set of Corilla rods with 1 year on them, and they end up being Eagles from a swap meet.
Yep.
And you break blow a motor up. That's a TK motor that blew up.
I had exactly this happen, and this is one of the reasons I'm jaded towards the circle track guys.
Right.
And anybody that listens to me knows, and actually, I'm not even hiding anything because most of my engine customers, when I did this, I tell them flat out, "You're all stupid. You're just dummies." They see things from such a one-sided perspective. We helped the guy get a motor together. Helped him.
Right.
Meaning that we didn't even charge him any labor. We did him a favor because he did some work for our own car.
Right.
He had a set of cylinder heads. The springs were all shot. We put good springs on it, did all kinds of stuff. He had Jessel rockers that were so old they were blue. Okay. That was probably, I'm going to bet they stopped making blue rockers, and that we could call Rob from Jessel. He's a childhood friend of mine. I bet they didn't make those things from probably maybe 1990, 91 maybe.
The blue stuff?
When they stopped with blue.
Long ago.
This was probably in the year 2000. We helped this guy. Had blue rockers in a circle track environment.
I get your point.
So we put good springs on the thing, set up at right spring pressure based off his camshaft, went up to Syracuse, broke a rocker in half.
Sure.
Never happened with my other stuff.
Yeah.
It's because your other stuff was junk. It had 190 pounds on the seat with you idiot.
You weren't making any power.
But it was your motor that blew up.
And he was actually mad and had a lot of shit to say behind, personally, my back.
Yeah.
F all them guys. So from that point forward, that was called this person's name rule. Too bad. You don't like it? Get out. And that's
the way to do it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
God forbid if I went back to doing motors now, I would absolutely rule that with an iron fist. And if you didn't like it, there's a door. Beat it.
Well, I know a top engine builder, one of the top engine builders in this country, and people take their motors back to him for a freshen up.
Yep.
And it's 10 grand every time. No matter what you broke, it's 10 grand every time you bring the motor back.
Yeah, that's about right.
And they pay it because he's not putting the same pistons back. In his mind, he doesn't know what you did. If you ran the gas you were supposed to run, did you have your timing right? Did you? He doesn't care about it. He's not putting the old pistons back in.
Now I'm going. I was nice, peaceful guy today. Now you got me all effed up.
He's off the rails.
All right, listen. I'm going to tell anybody that's listening and anybody that does listen to this.
Right.
If you're going to an engine builder and you have a problem, what I need you to do is I need you to think real hard. How many engine builders have you been to and had a problem? If the answer is more than 3, you need to really think about, is the problem the engine builder or is the problem what you're making the engine builder do?
True.
Because, and
these guys are just
or
going
is it
back
your
for
car?
freshen
Is it your,
Oh, we've had that.
I know. We talked about that a zillion times.
And this, oh boy, see now I'm
dirty dry sump shit, fuel pump,
bad MSD box. Hold on.
Yeah.
I would really hope
Mike's in hate mode
I
right
am
now.
I'm grabbing the mic.
Calm down, Mike. Calm down, Mike.
My brother.
Look at him. Don't you wish we could be on camera?
If we were on camera, they see you moving in that chair. Oh,
straight up hate mode, man.
All right, listen, my brother. All right, look, the engine building business. We never made a lot of money. But it was what my father did. It's what he loved. It's what I got into. It's what I loved.
It was consistent, though, right? It's consistent business.
My brother, somehow or another, something hit him on the head. And between him and my dad, a pair of head injuries, I don't know, they decided they needed to race circle track. So it started with the 2-barrel stuff and everything else. And we went out in the 2-barrel stuff and we killed them. And then, cocky MFers that we were, like, we're going to go out there modified. I knew these guys were all stupid. Oh my God. We look like the biggest bunch of idiots. I mean, it was terrible. But the reason I brought this up is that Brian finally got an actual kind of a ride. This company that did chassis parts said, look, you can drive our house car. You guys got good motors. Come with your motor. We'll get you in our car. Do you know, typical thing, this guy was breaking motors left and right. The guy that was driving the car and finally was like, I've had it. I'm done with you guys. I'm not messing with you anymore, because they were supplying the motors for this guy. That's how we got in.
Right.
They were out of motors. Put our motor in the car. Don't you know it? As soon as we went out there, burned it up. MSD box bad.
Yep.
And I'm like, exactly what happens. Exactly.
Yep.
I was never more disgusted. We never hurt a damn thing in that motor ever. And let me tell you what kind of condition that motor was in, okay? It had Jessel keyway lifter bores in it, in a block that was broken. And because we were broke trying to shoemaker shoes, however that works. I'm not good at that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Brazed up from the bottom, filled with epoxy to try to seal it. I mean, everything you can imagine. It was so bad that when we got back from racing, we had to take the water out of the motor because it would fill up the oil pan. One of the years we took it apart to do a rebuild, one rod had rust on it where it used to drip on the rod. No bullshit. I still have those rods.
Right.
So that's the kind of stuff we had, but that thing ran perfect. It never did anything wrong. It was great. And then sure enough, put it in that fucking car, bam. And that's what happens. That's what happens. And I hate this business. I hate it.
You're not in anymore, so you don't have to.
I had a carburetor one time from AED, and AED they've given me perfect carburetors from mail order to the top of my intake, and it will be perfect.
You know what? If anybody's hold on, I got to say this. If anybody, because there are some people listening on Mixler, anybody that has an engine building story about how the engine builder screwed you,
Call in now.
call me right now, because I'd like to talk to you. We got a guy on hold.
Okay.
Go ahead. You finish.
I'm
your thing
gonna
and
make
we're
it
gonna
quick.
pick up.
I'll make it quick. So I kept calling the AED guy saying, "Man, this last time this carburetor, he said, I'm gonna send you the fuel pump. Put this fuel pump on." I said, "That fuel pump isn't as big as the fuel pump I have." I put that fuel pump on and went flying.
Yep.
He said it was your fuel pump. And
So
I apologized.
you were the dumbass.
Yeah. I apologized, and I'm still with AED right now.
So imagine how bad it is dealing with these circle track guys. It's not something as simple as a fuel pump. It's
Right.
not.
It could
Now
be
you've got all, and then you give the guy the greatest motor in the world, and it has nothing to do with him not being able to drive, but his car sucks. The thing won't turn. It won't. It's always tight. And then, and if a circle track car is quote unquote tight, it's like overhooked.
Right,
is the way to say it.
Is
So-
that a call?
Yeah, I told you we're gonna get to him.
Oh, okay.
Mike's still in hate mode.
I'm still. in it.
Let
Calm
him
down,
hate.
Mike.
Let him hate.
Oh, we need a camera.
All right, hang on.
for
Maybe this guy is. I hope I don't direct hate on our callers.
Don't ever. Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you're on the air. 347 from New York.
Hey, this is Crazy Horse again.
Hey,
Oh,
man,
what's going on, bro?
are you a bad engine builder customer?
No,
Good. Yeah.
I called before you came. You said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I
You,
got a good
you,
guy.
you remember when he
Good
called?
guy.
Then Billy G called after him.
Yep.
Billy G is his driver and his mechanic, so he
Yep.
better not say anything
He's
bad.
my builder. He's my chassis guy. He's my motor guy. He's my tuner.
Yeah, Billy G is everything for this guy. What's going on, man?
Same old same, Crunch.
Oh,
Got
okay.
6 more days to shut somebody up.
Oh, okay.
Really,
Yeah.
5 more days.
Right. Well, have you, even though you deal with Billy G, we're sitting here talking about the engine stuff. Is there any time you ever went to Billy G and said, "Billy G, something's just not right," and you're just talking to the guy that put your motor together and you had some haterism in you for some reason at all? You ever had that?
Haterism.
Nah, believe it or not. That's
Some
why
hate.
he gets in the car first, drives it, takes it down. He's not the guy that he pretty much he builds the car,
Right.
takes the car, and he tests it. He makes sure everything is right, and then he tells me, "Here you go, go have
okay.
fun."
All right. That's a odd situation though.
Yep.
That's peculiar. That's
Know what you
that's
got to
rare.
do,
That's
man.
rare.
You got an event coming up, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Plug your event. We'll get that out of the way, so everybody, in case we we don't forget it. I want to make sure you get props for being on here.
So what's the event?
Go ahead.
All right. It's a New York Grudge Fest barbecue, July 11th at Island Dragway.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we're going to have food there, barbecue, a little racing here and there. If anybody wants to put up some money and race, go ahead and race. It's just a good get-together and get everybody together.
Cool.
We should go up to that.
And
Right. Now you were talking about a race that you have coming up next week though.
oh, yeah.
Now
Oh, I can't wait.
tell Mike and Tom a little about that race that you have.
I got one newcomer, I don't know, whatever you want to call him.
His name is Tyler.
Tyler. He's just slow Z or something like that.
Yeah, they've been going back and forth on
He says
small
he's gonna
block
gap
cars.
me. He's gonna tree me. What else he say? He's gonna gap me, tree me.
He says he's gonna get off your bumper,
And he's gonna
he's gonna
pedal-
tree you, and he's gonna pat the gas on
He's
you.
gonna pedal the gas on me.
So this is one of those
Is
shit
that as much?
talking.
That's as much disrespect as you can give somebody, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
That's
where's
pretty-
this going to happen?
Stupid out there, but
Where's it going down?
Englishtown,
Oh,
1 o'clock in the lanes.
when is that?
This Sunday, E-Town.
I'm going there.
Raceway.
Okay.
That's 6 miles from my house.
Are you really that close?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
6 miles.
I am so geographically challenged. It's disgusting.
You're a lot of challenge.
Well, Crazy Horse, are you ready for him?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I've been ready. I just can't. I wish it was tonight.
No. Okay.
So 1 o'clock in the lanes.
Tonight. Yeah, 1 o'clock in the lanes.
All right. What, just so people on the outside, if there's people just spectating, what are the cars so they know what to look for?
He's coming with a Firebird. I think Firebird F body.
Okay.
What year?
And I got a white Mustang 87 Fox body notch.
Okay.
Okay. Now, are they going to make any announcements, or the clock's just going to be off for this one, or what are they going to do?
Just
Yeah, the
clocks off.
clocks are off, and heads up, motor to motor a piece, stock blocks a piece.
Yeah, I think
And
the
go
guy.
from there.
I think his opponent has an LS stock block.
Yeah, LS stock block or whatever, aluminum block, whatever you want to call it, but I ain't scared.
And
I'm
this,
gonna run him over. That's all I know. And I wish he would. I wish he put the money up that he's gonna get me. But if you don't want to put that money up that he's gonna get me, I'll put up the money that I'm gonna gap him.
wow.
Any talk of what, is there a wager already locked in, like what it's supposed to be for? It's already done?
It's 2 for 2.
Yeah, 200 on
2 for
2,000
2
or
or
better.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been going back and forth pretty heavy over the past couple months. So this is going to be interesting. We have to go to. I will definitely be there to see it because the guy talks so much trash. We want to see him back it up now. So this is what it's about.
So you're going to be there?
Yeah, I'm going.
Oh, I'm going to meet you down there.
No problem. No problem. Maybe we get Mike out.
Yeah, I'm just hoping he could back up his words when he's been talking.
He's going to be in
That's
Vegas.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm going to be in. It's this weekend?
Oh, it's this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm out.
you're very geographically challenged.
Yeah, very challenged. I couldn't pull that one off.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, man. Well, look.
You're gonna try to make it there.
Me and Crunch are going to make it.
Yeah, we'll definitely be
All
there.
right. I'll bring him by the trailer crunch.
Okay.
All
No
right,
problem.
man.
I will.
And listen, we're gonna, call in from time to time. We're gonna keep plugging your event because Island Drag Race weighs a blast. That's like a time warp.
Yeah, we got to go. We got to go to that.
I'll put the flyer up tonight on our Facebook too.
All
I
right.
want to go just for the barbecue.
I picked up the flyers today.
Okay. Cool.
All right, perfect. Do you want to go on hold, or are you out?
With me on the 12th.
Okay. No problem.
I'm just looking for a good old time. And then she gave me another date because last year was pretty good. So the track owner, Melissa, she gave me another date for September 12th. She wanted me to do 2 different days.
Okay. Cool. And I'll be trying to race on your events.
If you get one, that'll be good.
Yeah, I'll
Try
be
to get
trying.
me one too.
No problem. All right, bro.
All right, man. You want to go on hold, or you want to get you off?
No, I'm gonna stay on hold, and I'm gonna charge my phone and stick it in the charger right now. Last time that battery died on me.
All right, you got it, man. Thanks for
Eat it on
calling.
that one. Thank you.
See ya.
I'll talk to you.
All right, bro.
All right, man. See you.
All right, he's on hold. That's nice. Got a single loyal caller. Well, actually got 2. We got Franco. How could I forget about Franco? He was our first caller.
Yeah, he was.
He actually called during the show prep the one day.
Yeah, and that was just me and you.
Yeah.
We're like, damn, the phone's somebody's actually calling.
Yeah, like got all excited. It's like, oh, there's a light on.
Yeah.
We've had successful call-ins too.
Yep.
The call-ins haven't been all crazy. They've been
I
very
wonder if-
pertinent.
Yeah, I wonder if my little brother's watching. I should be able to, if he's listening, I should be able to look through and see, because I know that he'd hate on because he's seen all the things about customers.
If Brian is
he'd hate
listening,
on
he
anything
better
anyway.
call in, or he better text us or something.
I don't know. I mean, there's a couple people listening, so he could be. But I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, and I know that he calmed me back down. He got me a little more leveled out. But the whole engine building thing is just so effing bad, and all you people are the problem. It's the customers.
Wow.
It's just. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's hacks out there, but I think by now the hacks have weeded themselves out. Most of the hacks have probably gone away.
A lot of them have. 2008 took care of a big clump
Yeah,
of the hacks.
I would think so.
All the guys that would get in just to give a motor away to have their name on a race car, those guys are all gone.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Remember them guys?
Yeah, there were a whole bunch of them. And the guy's like, yeah, I got an engine shop. And yeah, it's in his 1-car garage, and he's got a Craftsman toolbox with a torque wrench, and he's an engine builder. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. God, I don't miss that at all. I miss the challenge. I miss the, I got an idea. I'm going to try this with a camshaft. I'm going to install it here. I'm going to get this center line, but I want to go to this for rocker. And I got trapped into it again.
Right.
Just again, today, my brother had me thinking about it. He's going to race a 358 modified. He bought a motor from somewhere because I didn't want anything to do with it. He bought a motor.
Where did he buy a motor?
It was a widow, was again another unfortunate story.
Right.
She was selling off her late husband's stuff. He passed away. I think it might have been sudden. I don't remember. And I mean, very nice lady. I mean, she was a great lady to deal with. She was awesome. But she decided that she was going to get rid of everything Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I don't either.
Crutches got up and bailed out in a hurry. She decided to sell everything, and the motor was done by a guy, Pat Morrison. I'll give him credit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Pat, to me, he's a good guy. He's always been good to me. He's always talked to me.
He's a good engine builder.
Yep.
He's a solid guy.
I don't think he's a crook.
No.
I think that, everybody gets a bad rap. But again, the rap that these engine builders get, I mean, I've heard it about Enders. I've heard it about Morrison. I've heard about all these guys that they're crooks. They didn't give me what I wanted. Well, usually, again, it's the customer.
Right.
It's the customer.
Doubt. Yep.
But he bought a Morrison motor. He got it dynoed someplace up here because I no longer have the dyno set up. That's at Anthony's. If he ever gets it done, he's permits, and I don't know what the hell he's doing.
I don't know why he called anybody about it. But
anyway. I don't know either. But, but it was good, and then immediately starts me thinking.
What rocker's on that thing?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
What springs on it?
Well, I know what springs on it, and the spring is, I think it's one of yours.
Yeah, he buys our stuff.
And it's kind of a know-nothing sort of regular spring. Unless this is a little older.
Would that be like a match with you? Just strike a match and you back into it?
Dude, the springs now are so good. I mean, for that, how much lift is in that thing, you figure?
I don't even know.
I mean, it's probably a little around 800.
Got no rocker on it? No.
Really?
No. Nope.
Really?
I know it's got no rocker on it. But look, you got to understand. See, here's the difference. For me, knowing that I will check springs, I will keep on top of stuff. I'd have a shitload of rocker on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, aggressive as hell. Mm-hmm. I'd have all the right stuff.
Right.
And I'd really push it to the end
because you can handle the maintenance, though.
You can't give that to a hillbilly,
right?
That doesn't know how to take care of stuff. No, I'm mad. They're hillbillies. Most of them are 90% of them are hillbillies.
But you're calling your brother a hillbilly if he bought the motor.
He's not a hillbilly because he at least is good enough that he knows when something's going wrong.
He actually is a hillbilly.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit.
It was good seeing. It was good seeing him the other day.
Yeah, he was.
Tell him too.
He was really happy. He got to see actually.
He was really pissed about his car keys thing.
Inside joke in the studio. Inside joke.
But no, I got right back into that mindset. What could I do? I wonder what's in here for rings.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Wonder what's in here for rings. I wonder what the cam's like. I wonder, they're kind of a regular valve spring.
What cylinder head's on it?
That's the spec head.
Oh, the spec head. That's right.
So I think a lot of lift for them is counterproductive. I wouldn't mind going over what their maximum lift is in a trade-off to get intensity or speed.
Mm-hmm.
I would be more than happy if they stopped at 700. I'd still might consider going to an inch if it needed it.
Gracious.
And that's what we did with the Sportsman stuff. And that's just, it's what happens. You take a fresh perspective. But I also told Brian, I cautioned him. I said, we have a starting place of what Pat did. I said, but for me to improve on this and just say, I think we'll do this, this, and this. First shot out of the box, without knowing everything that's working now, it's impossible. You need your starting point.
Right.
I'll go on the record. I think a good one of these, they say they make like 610 area. I'm thinking I can make 30 to 40. That's what I think.
Well, you need to put it on dyno.
Yeah. And I think not only that, I think I can make it broad like the sports motors were. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
More importantly, maybe I'll revise that horsepower thing and say maybe I could make 20 to 30.
I see you getting back into this real fast.
Did you look at it?
No. We took the covers off to make sure that nothing was broke.
Yeah. How big are the valve springs? Are they like 550s?
Yeah, it's like I said, I think it's kind of a regular, and I know springs have gotten much better, but that's the game.
I know.
The springs get better, and as soon as you, like any drag racer that's worth anything, they'll have a better spring. They'll make a bunch of passes.
They'll ruin it.
And I'll be like, my springs are still good. Yeah. And,
I need more cam.
Yeah. A regular guy would be like, wow, that's perfect. No, a drag guy who's trying to go fast says, I could try harder here.
Yeah.
Right. Always on the edge.
They shouldn't last more than 7 runs.
No.
Yeah. Always on the edge.
Well, I mean, if they're 550 springs, what they're doing now, what we're doing now is small diameter stuff.
I know. That's the first thing I thought about.
I mean, you get a package that's like 80 grams lighter just because of the diameter. It's really cool.
I have some of those that I bought for something. Might have been for the big block. I do. I have them for a big block.
Yeah. We have small block stuff now, though.
Well, this came from Pack.
Yeah.
But this was, God, Jesus, this was.
I thought they were beehives for the big block.
No. No, the beehives were the sportsman stuff. But these,
That's right.
I think these were inch 230.
That's small.
Yeah, but there was an interesting spring.
That's like cup stuff.
Mm,
You're giving away some secrets
The
here,
sprint
bro.
car stuff is more like 1/400.
no. See, I'm pretty sure these things are like inch 230. Maybe they're inch 3 something, but they're very, very small. And it was
Yeah,
a very specialized drag race spring.
Mhm.
And I said to the guy, why isn't it going to last? And he didn't have an answer. And I said, well, I'm going to try it. And he goes, I don't think they're going to last. Why not?
Duh. Crickets.
Can't tell you, but I just don't think they're going to last. So I figured I can certainly check them. And look, let's face it. You're not going to make 20 laps or 30 laps in a night and the springs are going to fall out of the thing. It's not going to be like that.
No.
Right.
You know, you keep an eye on them if they went bad. And you know what? If they went bad every 3 weeks, then you're doing a good job. Put springs on it if it was beneficial.
Right.
That's how I don't know. I hate this shit because this starts
Because you got sucked back in. That's why.
this starts looking at dynos again and the whole.
I think you'll be hooked as soon as he starts making power and somebody beats him by a half a fender. It's time. Mike Troopy's back.
No, because you know
because we're gonna get that back.
Yeah, I know.
that will happen when Brian comes in and says, "Look, car's perfect. I need more. I need more motor." That's what it has.
And what are you gonna do if he says that?
Probably
Cry.
shoot
He's
myself.
Probably going to cry first, then shoot himself.
Yeah,
Man, listen. When we can't forget what we know.
I'll be Anthony's new best friend again. I'll be down there every day because I'll be working. Alex, I'm not doing it here because of I mean, listen.
Well, you don't have a dyno here either.
No, but the plan was to put the dyno in. I mean, I have the giant underground tubing I was
You're
going to use to
telling-
make
you're
mufflers.
telling too much now. We're gonna have a dyno right next to the radio situation. We don't need to tell everybody.
No,
Okay.
it's not. That's
Top
over and
secret
done with.
there. Top secret.
That's done.
You could always buy a new dyno.
Somebody change the subject because this is just going to make me sick.
Well, you know, one thing, I guess we could.
I'm glad you're looking at my neuroses as a
I wish
joke.
if I had a video camera to see how you changed and you were squirming in the seat.
I
We
know.
start
He
talking
went
about
right to
this.
hate face, man. It's crazy.
You can't forget what you know, and that's the good thing about this. We're still here. Amen.
I guess I'm happy I'm still here. And I am. You know what it is? I love the mental challenge of this. I
Right.
love it.
Right.
Of the engine side. I love that.
Right.
I hate people. That's what it is.
See,
Don't
that's
say-
the problem.
don't say you hate people.
That's a problem because the people are typically the ones that pay you
Pay
to
you.
do that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, but
Typically.
You guys.
but don't you pay people you don't like anyway? You pay your Comcast bill, don't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'd like to be the guy that nobody likes anyway, and they pay.
well, we're gonna have to go pay Tim at Coach Chassis to
Yeah.
fix that Malibu.
I know that's well after you hit me with that 40 to 80 grand thing. Jesus.
Hey, we got a day change that we got to talk about too.
A what change?
Today, it's Monday.
Yes. And
It is Monday.
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit stop on Mixler for the 4 people that are listening. Watch this. Yep.
That
And,
bummed them right out, man.
Yep, they're gone. And now we're back. So if they want to pop back on, they could.
I wish they would have called.
Yeah, I know. Let's.
Did we go past the hour on the mix?
We were at like 1 minute left, and we weren't going to be able to close it off in a minute. Let me see if any of these guys come back. They're probably all pissed off.
Straight up hating on you now.
What was I going to do? We were going to run out of time,
I know.
and then we would have been mid sentence, and they were gone.
So yeah, so it's Monday, and we usually do this on Saturdays, but we decided that
Multitude of reasons.
yeah, multitude. That means more than one
Yep.
for Alan.
I mean, Crunch, you're poor Alan.
Yeah,
He's getting abused, and he's not even here. Crunch, I'm sure that you have Saturday racing events you're going to kind of have to go to.
Yeah, true indeed.
Unfortunately, because as I stated before, my younger brother is probably going to be racing again. That is going to happen on Saturdays, and it's Saturday nights, but that basically means your whole effing Saturday.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
usually your Friday night before,
Gotcha.
you know.
We're power and
I
speed.
think we
We're
did-
going to make it work.
I think
Doesn't
we
matter.
decided it'd be better on Monday anyway because like nobody's going to want to be around on Saturday at noon anyway.
No, I mean, nobody's going to call. Nobody's going to
They'll be
listen.
doing stuff.
Yeah, people will have shit they're doing, during that kind of time frame. Nobody came back into Mixler either.
No, they
Well, you should have told him you were going to bring him.
I know, I realized that, but I was all excited because I was just going
to wanted to hit the button,
restart the broadcast.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
They're throwing fingers at him.
Let me see. Are we actually up there? We should be. Yeah, look, we got a new. Boy, is that stupid. You just have to take a push stop and push start again, and you get another hour.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's I don't know. It's only $40 a month. I guess we should just do it. Anybody coming back? No. All right. Anyway, the nights for me, Saturdays probably all day are out because inevitably Saturday morning there's going to be a crisis that we have to deal with. You know, wheels fell off the trailer. Something happens before we got to go. So, and then Saturday night is racing.
Right.
People will be at a track, probably racing.
Right.
Yep.
And you know, there's a lot of fun in preparing to go to a track. There's some fun in it.
Not
Trust me.
Not when you're dirt track racing.
Well, not dirt track. I'm just saying, I love packing the enclosed trailer with the stuff. I love cleaning the trailer up, getting it right on the outside. I love all of that.
He's your man.
You're my man.
I'm saying to take the car on a race day.
Yeah.
Not just for grudging. The race day is a different thing. Like you go every Saturday to do, you know.
Oh, he's backtracking.
But look how much fun you could have then.
Have fun
and
every
you're going
Saturday.
in the dirt, so it's going to be dirty.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the other thing you can do. You can come by here every Sunday.
We're going to need a power wash and everything for him.
Listen, every Sunday you come here, you can take the whole body off the race car, usually bent up and doesn't come off.
Yep.
And if it does come off, then you can't put it back on unless you're banging and leaning.
Man, we have fun. We polish up the car, get it right, the wheels.
Well, you can
put it in the enclosed, lock it down,
here,
put the golf cart in there, and wait.
So wait a minute. You mean you don't have to pressure wash your car when you come back?
No.
Really?
No, we just put enough wax on it, and all the tire stuff comes right off.
And
it's still clean.
Yeah, you are.
We're so.
But we're not racing in the dirt.
You're calling other people hillbillies.
We're
Brian,
not racing in the dirt.
If you're listening, you're stupid. I don't know why we're doing this.
Just
we
get a power washer, Brian.
Should have went comp racing or something. This is stupid.
Why don't you just race on asphalt?
Because that's stupid too.
It is.
The amount of tires and everything, that's probably more stupid. It's a higher class of stupid.
Higher level of stupid.
So anyway, the date change is going to be to Mondays because we're going to be racing. Crunch is going to be racing. And I think that like a weeknight is better for everybody involved, including Alan when he manages to get away from his duties. I'm being kind. So I think Monday nights are better. So if we can all agree, and Alan doesn't get a vote because he's not here, I think Monday nights works. I mean, Crunch, you kind of said that because of your work schedule, Monday nights is pretty good for you.
Pretty good.
So
I know I'm good.
All right. Well, then it's going to be Monday nights. So I'm going to give out the phone number again. I want people to write it down because I'm not a radio host. I forget to give out the phone number. Like I think I told all these people to call before if they're pissed off at an engine builder. Did I even give the phone number?
No, you didn't.
You guys got to help.
We're learning.
All right. Well,
I didn't want to embarrass you.
Thanks, buddy. You will be paid back for that handsomely.
Yeah.
The phone number is 908-751-0211. When you call up, we don't have a call screener. We don't. I mean, we might get Alan to do that from time to time. So you go right to hold. So as soon as you call, bam, you go right to hold. You can hear what we're talking about, and we'll pick up on you when we're done talking about what we're talking about.
Yep.
So, and I figure Monday nights, always probably somewhere is around 7 o'clock to 7:30ish, somewhere around there should be an approximate start time. I mean, we don't have a network that we have to.
Depends on traffic.
Yeah. We don't have to fill commercial slots for Bob's Big Boy or anything. You know, I mean, it's whenever.
Not yet. We're on our way to the top.
All right. Well,
power and speed, car guys.
We're hoping, man.
I hope so. I don't want to go back to build motors.
You don't have to.
All right. Anything else from anybody here, or is that probably about it?
No, I think we're good.
All right. Well, look, I know we had one caller, and we actually had a couple people call in and bail out, but you know, we just I don't know, we couldn't get to everybody.
We'll get them.
Yep. But again, thanks for listening, and give us a call next week.
Until next time.
Yep.
Night, everybody.
See ya.